Hey y'all, what's up? This is Rosie. I was wondering what I should talk about in this one, and I guess I found something interesting. There is a creator, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Lias, I don't know. I will put um, a snapshot or a screenshot rather of the video, and then I will link him in the description so you can find him for himself to see what he's discussing in his video. His video is called Halloween Feels Different Now, and I guess it does. Around October of every year, I will find creators who take pleasure in Halloween. They decorate and they talk about Halloween's past, they talk about the history of Halloween, the legends of Halloween, horror themed stuff on television. I watch paranormal shows year round, mainly paranormal caught on camera, and just stuff I find interesting, most terrifying places in America and all of that. But I just horror is my favorite genre, and I have many horror movies, so I guess I never noticed how different Halloween feels now, especially in light of the fact of my kids, especially my oldest child, who will be 26 tomorrow, in 20 minutes, in fact, dresses up. They are into cosplay and has been doing that since, oh gosh, when did they start cosplaying? 2014, 2016? I don't know. I just know that they started going to cons like in Atlanta and some here in Alabama, and they take it very seriously with wigs and the costumes. And so when Halloween comes around, that is a joyous time of year for my kid. And so I guess I never really noticed how different Halloween feels, but it does. And in the video that I just watched, this content creator talked about how kids don't go trick or treating anymore. And I guess that's true. I have never been in a house where kids went trick or treating. And I'm talking about in any neighborhood that I've ever been in around Halloween. The kids never came to the door to trick or treat. Now, in 2002, around Halloween, I was at home with my mom, and I heard the neighborhood kids walking around. The next thing I knew, I heard some loud pops against the house, and then the next day I saw some white speckles and stuff on the porch, and then I saw some stains on the window. And that was when I realized that my mom's house had been egged. You see, my mom was a Christian, a minister, in fact. At that time, she was a missionary. And so she kept her porch light off, letting kids know that she's not giving out candy. She didn't participate in or celebrate Halloween. At the church that she went to, the kids could dress up in Halloween costumes, and then they went to church. And at church, they got little treat bags of candy. There was a piñata that the kids could bust open and get the candy that fell out, and that was the fall festival. That's what they called it. And down the street from where I live now, there is a church that also called their Halloween party a fall festival. All the kids and even the grown-ups dressed up in costumes. Upstairs, there was a haunted house portion, and I didn't understand why they didn't just call it a Halloween party. they called it a fall festival because it was at church, but there was a haunted house portion. I didn't go up there because I didn't know what I would see or how it would be presented, but that's what they call it at church, a fall festival. Now, I don't know if some churches will admit to having a fall festival or a Halloween party, but yeah, that's how it was. And I never really noticed how Halloween was changing over the years. And this content creator said, or either some on TikTok said, that Halloween's really changed since 2020. And kids don't really go to houses to trick or treat anymore. They go to parking lots and stuff where people will have their trunks open and they will give out candies and treats and prizes and games. And kids will line up in their costumes and get candy from these people in the parking lot in as quickly a time as possible, from what was said in the video. And that is very odd to me, but I'm just wondering why it changed so much. People still buy candy and they still look forward to kids coming to the house to trick or treat. As a matter of fact, I was wanting to move to a community where kids do still knock on the door and trick or treat. At least that's what I want to do when we move out from here, whenever that'll be. I would like to buy some bags of candy and give candy out to little kids because I like seeing the different costumes, but I was never afforded that opportunity because I never lived in a house where we celebrated that or participated in it, ever. We used to, when I was a kid at school, we used to celebrate it at school. There was a week where the high school kids could come in costume, and there would be different themed days. There was a backwards day, and the kids at my school took the word backwards to mean different things. Some of them had their pants and clothes on backwards. This was the time of crisscross. So two of the girls that I went to school with dressed specifically like crisscross, with baseball jerseys, a long sleeve shirt on beneath that, and blue jeans on backwards, because that was how crisscross dressed in their video. And some people did wear their clothes backwards. Some girls came dressed as boys. None of the boys came dressed as girls. But it was a backwards day. And there was a tacky day. I forgot. I think there was a pajama day. I can't remember what the other themed days were, but I mean, it was a long, long time ago. I had graduated school 30 years ago, so what I'm talking about, this was like 32 years. This is ancient history. But we reveled in Halloween. But at my house, we still didn't celebrate it because my mom just never did. And to get more into that, I never got to dress up for Halloween as a child. My mom, the most I would get for Halloween would be a mask. And that only happened twice. One year she got me, I think it was a Smurf mask. And the next year I got a Sylvester the Cat mask. I think it was Sylvester. It was either Sylvester or Heathcliff. I can't remember which. I believe it was Sylvester though. And that was the most I would get for a costume. I never got a full costume. And for candy, my mom would bring me home some candy. And that was how it went every Halloween. She would just bring me bags of candy. One year I got a big bag of peanut M&Ms. And that was when I was 12. So I never got to fully experience Halloween until I turned 21 and moved out of the house. And so I never really noticed how Halloween has changed over the years because I never really got to participate in it anyway. But I want you guys to tell me in the comments how it has changed for you. Do you guys see any trick-or-treaters, or do you go to like the malls and see kids trick-or-treating at the stores like they used to? Do they go in the parking lots and get candy? I think it's called trunk or treat or something like that. How is Halloween celebrated in your communities? How do you celebrate it? Do you celebrate it? Do you get depressed around that time? Tell me in the comments. I'm very interested to know. I'm very nosy and very curious. So just tell me, how has trick-or-treating or Halloween in general changed for you? And with that, you guys, I'm going to go. As usual, there is a donations link in the description. If you would hit that to help support me and my channel, I would appreciate it very much. You'll be helping me out more than you could ever possibly realize, and I thank you so much in advance. A wise man once said, you have to build your tribe one person at a time. If you would like to be a part of my tribe, hit that subscribe button. No matter what generation you're from, I would be so glad to have you. Thank you so much for wasting time with me. I appreciate you and love you guys so much for that. Hope to see y'all on the next upload. Bye for now.